Welcome to our Crypto News Weekly Roundup. Let's explore the key stories that made the headlines in the crypto sphere this week. Ledger gets drained for $500,000 following ConnectKit hack. A hacker recently compromised the software library the crypto hardware wallet provider Ledger uses to communicate with decentralized applications, injecting malicious code that drained assets from users who signed transactions on the affected dApps. Tether reveals letters to U.S. congressional committees and reaffirms commitment to compliance. Tether has disclosed the letters it sent to 2 U.S. congressional committees addressing their concerns and questions about the use and regulation of stablecoins and highlighting its proactive measures to prevent and combat the exploitation of its stablecoins for illicit purposes. Crypto executives raised $78 million to support pro-crypto candidates in 2024 elections. A group of 3 super PACs, backed by some of the biggest names and companies in the crypto industry, aims to influence the political landscape and the future of crypto in the US by donating to candidates who support innovation and regulation of the crypto space. Binance and CFTC reached $2.7 billion settlement. Binance has agreed to pay a record-breaking penalty and disgorgement to the CFTC, as well as implement a new corporate governance structure after admitting to violating anti-money laundering and sanctions laws. Let's explore all these and more. One of the most popular hardware wallets for storing and managing crypto assets is Ledger, which provides a secure way to connect your device to various dApps. However, on December 14, a critical security issue emerged, affecting several dApps that relied on a software library from Ledger called Ledger ConnectKit. This library was supposed to facilitate communication between the Ledger device and the dApp, but it turned out that it had been compromised by a hacker who injected malicious code into it. This code, dubbed Angel Drainer malware, was able to drain assets from unsuspecting users who signed transactions on the affected dApps. The hacker exploited a vulnerability in the Content Delivery Network, or CDN, that hosted the Ledger ConnectKit library. A CDN is a service that distributes content across multiple servers to improve performance and availability. However, in this case, the CDN account of Ledger was hacked, allowing the attacker to replace the legitimate library with the malicious one. As a result, many dApps that used Ledger ConnectKit became vulnerable, and some of them, like Kyber and Revoke Cash, had to disable their front ends to prevent further damage. Security firm Blockade described the incident as a supply chain attack, meaning that the hacker targeted a third-party component that was used by many dApps rather than attacking each dApp individually. According to Blockade, the hacker managed to steal over $500,000 worth of crypto assets from users who blindly signed transactions on the infected dApps. Blind signing is a process where the user is presented with raw data that is unreadable to humans but interpretable by computers to approve a transaction. The user has no way of knowing what the transaction actually does and relies on the trustworthiness of the dApp and the Ledger device. Ledger admitted that the attack was caused by a sophisticated phishing attack on a former employee whose access had not been revoked manually in time. The hacker was able to obtain the session token of the employee and use it to access the CDN account of Ledger. Ledger apologized for the incident and said that it was an isolated case that did not affect the security of the Ledger devices themselves. Ledger also announced that it would make changes to the transaction signing process to prevent such attacks in the future. Apart from that, Ledger also promised to compensate both Ledger and non-Ledger customers who lost funds from the exploit by the end of February 2024. What's interesting is that some of the stolen assets were frozen by Tether, which blacklisted the hacker's address shortly after the exploit became public knowledge. Speaking of, Tether has taken serious steps to improve its regulatory compliance in the crypto space. Tether recently revealed that it sent letters to 2 U.S. congressional committees, namely the House Financial Services Committee and the Senate Banking Committee, to address their concerns and questions about the use and regulation of stablecoins. These letters were in response to a previous letter that was sent by Senator Cynthia Lummis and Congressman James French Hill to the U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland on October 26. In that letter, Loomis and Hill expressed their worries about the potential risks and abuse of stablecoins for money laundering, terrorist financing, and other illegal activities. Tether assured the committees that it was committed to openness and legal compliance, and that it had taken proactive measures to prevent and combat the exploitation of its stablecoins for illicit purposes. One of these measures is the implementation of a novel wallet freezing policy that targets individuals and entities that are on the Specially Designated Nationals List, or SDN list, which is a list of persons and groups that are subject to US sanctions. Tether said that it has cooperated with various law enforcement agencies, such as the Department of Justice, the Secret Service, and the FBI to freeze 326 wallets that contained 435 million USDT in total. These wallets were believed to be associated with criminal activities, such as ransomware, fraud, and theft. Tether also said that it supports the victims of these crimes and helps them recover their funds. Tether added that it hopes to increase security measures and avoid potential misuse of its tokens by coordinating with international law enforcement and authorities. These actions showed that Tether is serious about its regulatory compliance and its role in the crypto ecosystem. While Tether is cooperating directly with US authorities to remain in their good books, executives from the crypto industry have taken a different approach to court favor from US authorities and are going directly for the source, the policymakers. Crypto is a hot topic in American politics, with different views and agendas on how to regulate and support this emerging industry. Some politicians want to crack down on crypto and ban it, while others want to embrace it and foster it. That's why a group of 3 super PACs, or political action committees, has raised $78 million to influence the 2024 elections and support crypto-friendly candidates. This group of super PACs has the backing of some of the biggest names and companies in the crypto space, such as Andreessen Horowitz, Coinbase, Ripple, and the Winklevoss twins. They also have the support of other major crypto players, such as ARK, Blockchain Capital, Circle, Kraken, Messari, Paradigm, and venture capitalists Ron Conway and Fred Wilson. This is a revival of crypto political operations after the downfall of Sam Bankman-Fried, the billionaire crypto donor who supported pro-crypto candidates in the 2020 elections. The goal is to back policymakers who support the crypto industry amid increased regulatory pressure and criticism by some senators who are aligned with the big banks. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse had a lot to say on the matter on X, saying, quote, "Ripple is putting a stake in the ground, leading the charge with other industry leaders to support pro-innovation and pro-crypto candidates in the 2024 US election cycle." He also said that the US cannot afford to continue taking a backseat on the global stage. Regulatory overreach, especially from the SEC, is actively moving the US in the wrong direction, and other countries are taking full advantage of the lack of US leadership. In the same tweet, he added that we need to advance leaders who will champion innovation and spearhead paths towards responsible regulation. 2024 is the time to go back to first principles by encouraging initiatives to promote transparency, innovation, and a compliance-first approach. Team Ripple and I won't squander it. Lending his voice to the cause, Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong said, "The crypto industry has a large war chest now to elect pro-crypto candidates in 2024. We're proud to contribute and give the 52 million Americans who have used crypto better representation. It'll be bipartisan, and hopefully we can get it to $100 million in Q1 next year." This is a huge move by the crypto industry to shape the political landscape and the future of crypto in the US. Meanwhile, a US federal judge has approved a massive settlement deal between Binance and the CFTC. As you recall, the former CEO of Binance, Changpeng Zhao, also known as CZ, pleaded guilty to violating anti-money laundering and sanctions laws, admitting that he and his company knowingly solicited customers in the US and ignored the regulations that applied to them. As a result, a federal judge has approved a settlement between Binance and the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, or CFTC, which is the agency that oversees the derivatives and futures markets in the US. The CFTC accused Binance of offering illegal futures and swaps to US customers without registering with the agency or complying with its rules. Under the settlement, CZ will have to pay $150 million, with $50 million due within the next 30 days. Binance will also have to pay a whopping $1.35 billion penalty to the CFTC, as well as give back $1.35 billion of the transaction fees that it earned from the illegal activities. This is the largest penalty ever imposed by the CFTC on a crypto company. The settlement also requires Binance and CZ to guarantee that they will implement a corporate governance structure that includes a board of directors with independent members, a compliance committee, and an audit committee. This settlement is part of a larger deal that Binance made with multiple federal agencies, including the Treasury Department and the Justice Department, which announced a record-setting corporate settlement of $4.3 billion in late November. This deal covers various charges and allegations against Binance, such as facilitating money laundering, evading taxes, violating sanctions, and manipulating the market. That is all for the news this week. If you found our video informative, then please like the video, subscribe to our channel, and press the bell icon to get updates on all our future videos. Also, let us know what topics you would like us to cover next in the comments below.